So you want to have abs, but you don't know how to stay consistent, and summer's just around the corner. So I haven't missed a workout in 3 years, so I feel like I'm somewhat qualified to tell you at least how to be consistent in the gym, because there's a lot of misconceptions. But summer's in 62 days. So I'll put a Google Doc in the description with the workouts, but it's about 7 weeks away. So it's really only about 56 days. And if you work out 5 days a week, that's 35 workouts until your friends are texting you, hey, the boys are at the beach 2 p.m. today, and the girls are going to be there too. Are you coming? And then you're like, fuck, I forgot to work out and it's already summer and I don't even have any muscle. So then you start freaking out, whatever. Don't worry. I've got you covered. So if you're like a lot of guys, you want the whatever summer body, you want to have some muscle, you just want to look good. I think most people watching this or who clicked on this will know that you're not going to turn into sebum in the next 7 weeks, but you can get started and you can actually change your body. And what I'm going to tell you today is going to make it a lot easier than what you've tried, because a lot of people have gotten the Planet Fitness membership, they go for a few weeks, and then life gets in the way and they just stop and never make any real progress. The problem is that nobody really gives a shit if you got jacked once and you don't stay jacked. If you can't do it forever, don't even do it for a day. There's no point in starting something and then stopping it. If you're going to start something, why don't you just carry it through for the rest of your life? That's my philosophy. So I'm going to give you some secrets that have helped me never miss a workout. So the first thing is that discipline is not as much a part of the equation as people think. Really, understanding is better than discipline. Discipline is really painful and it can only take you so far. Understanding is actually when you see something that you can't unsee. So I'm going to give you guys a story that kind of exemplifies what I'm trying to say. So let's say you have a best friend named Brian, and you and Brian start getting into this sniff, you start doing cocaine. And it's awesome. You guys pop it in the morning before work. You guys do cocaine. I don't know the cocaine terminology, but you're doing it. You probably do it for 8 to 10 months, and it's awesome. It's your reward because you guys work so hard. And then one day, Brian, he's the one who gets the cocaine and provides it, and he's a little bit more into it. One day you text Brian, and he doesn't answer. You don't really think anything of it. You're like, he might be busy. Then he doesn't answer for 2 days. And then you get a text from Brian's mom that his Coke was laced, and you happen to not take it, but he's dead. Your buddy's dead. You'd never do Coke again. And otherwise, if you tried to quit, it'd be hard because it required discipline. So you need to gain an understanding of working out that makes it so that it's implicit. It's so easy for you to go to the gym and you don't want to quit. So that's what I'm going to tell you. And this quote encapsulates it. If you can't do it forever, don't do it for a day. It's one of the best quotes ever. If you want to start something and you think that after a few weeks you're just going to quit, that's not something worth approaching. That's not something worth even trying. So if you can't do it forever, don't do it for a day. Write that shit down if you need to. Put that on your phone, because I live by that. Now, the understanding that a lot of people don't have is how quick and simple workouts can be. 3 hours in the gym it'd be ideal for maximum muscle gains, but nobody's going to do that unless they're a professional bodybuilder. Okay? So that's why if you approach it that way, you're not going to stay in it. There's ways to build muscle that are much easier that people don't believe in, or they can't conceptualize that it's working out's that easy. But once you understand how easy the gym can be, that's when you become addicted. So it's a shift in your understanding. So the actionable step is you want your first week in the gym to be so easy that it feels like cheating. And so I'm going to put workouts in there that are going to feel really easy. They're going to take 30 to 40 minutes. And so you should go in and wonder, did I do enough? So what are the workouts like? You might be wondering, which you can access them, but it's 5 days a week, depending on when you start. you can follow it as planned, but it's Monday through Thursday and then Saturday. So the 2 rest days are Sunday and Friday. You can fit it into your week however you want, but the way I do it works really, really well. Again, it's 30 to 40 minutes each lift, and rest time is about 60 to 90 seconds between sets. And you want to go to failure on each set. So failure is when you cannot lift the weight anymore. You cannot complete a full rep. And so you're able to do less volume like this while still putting on size. And then there's so many ways to skin a cat, you could say. This is how I approach it, and this is how I've gotten my results. So that's what I'm going to share. Now you want to pick a weight in the workouts. You're going to see a weight in there. You want to pick a weight where in that rep range you're failing. So if it says 3 sets of 10 to 12, you're going to pick a weight for whatever movement that when you do 10 to 12 reps, you can't do anymore. Hopefully that makes sense. And then food, for your first week, don't even worry about food, okay? Again, you want this to feel so easy that when you go into it, you're not worried about what do I have to do the workout, what do I need to eat, all of that. Just literally start off with working out, because that's going to be the root of your results. If after 3-4 weeks you're like, I think I want to start tracking my food, then I'm gonna make another video on that. But this is exactly what you need to start. So I'm gonna put the workouts in the description, and I hope this makes it a lot easier for you. Again, if you can't do it forever, don't do it for a day. Sometimes you just need to shrink the amount of activity. For instance, I'm in sales, so sometimes I procrastinate making phone calls because I think, oh, I gotta make 35 calls. Okay, then sometimes what I do is, all right, I'll make 5 phone calls, and I go and make those 5. And then what happens is I'm not as afraid anymore. A lot of times what happens with the gym or anything you're trying to approach, but the gym in this case, you create it as this massive dragon you need to slay in your head. So starting that is way more daunting. Whereas if you allow yourself to, when you approach the gym, be like, okay, I'll go for 5 minutes, and if I don't want to go anymore, then I can stop. That builds familiarity. You want to be familiar with the gym. So that's why when you start off small, you get very familiar, and you aren't going in and trying to do 3 hours every day. And that's why you don't even want to approach food yet. Food is a later thing. This is your first week. This is starting you off. So hopefully this program helps. Hopefully this gets you started. Hopefully this was the little boost you needed. And I hope this helps. Peace.